Hey everyone, welcome to Walks with Moss. Today we are going to go to a couple of waterfalls, the same waterfalls that we tried to reach, I don't know, was it 6 months ago now? And we couldn't reach them because of the snow. Well, that's not a problem today. The road is snow-free and we can just walk right to the waterfalls without any of those issues. It's been a really warm winter. Bella is so ready to go. She really got tired of waiting for me to put my boots on and get everything ready. She's just like, let's go, let's get out of here. Plan today is to go to Maidenhair Falls and hang out for a little bit, just enjoy the falls. Then turn around, go back to the car, grab my lunch, and head for Wainuchi Falls. Maidenhair Falls is arguably prettier than Wainuchi Falls. They're both really cool though. Wainuchi Falls has a much better place to sit and have lunch. There's not really any place to sit at Maidenhair Falls. So here we are crossing the Wainuchi River. And you can't get to this road this time of year because it's locked behind wildlife gates. Oh, I love this area. It's definitely a place to find solitude in the winter. It's just so far away from everything. Hopefully my posting this doesn't turn it into something else. I'm sure it won't. This is just so far from everything. This is where I had lunch the last time I came up here in my attempt to find the falls. I gave up and had lunch under this bridge. Not today though. And then somewhere up in that area is Clone Lakes, which I still haven't been to. I don't have a car that can get me up the road there. Someday, maybe. There's good fishing up there, I guess. They actually want you to catch fish up there because there's too many. Maybe it's not that good of fishing because they're all going to be skinny and half-starved. But they're up there. I wish I could get up there. I always get a little bit confused right here in this spot finding my way into Maidenhair Falls. It's not marked. And I had a previous video where I said exactly how to do it, but I couldn't find it last night. So anyway, we're gonna take this second road to the left after we cross the bridge. Look at that old cedar tree. Maybe it was 3 different trees. It's got 3 trunks rising up. One of them's broken off. So hopefully if we head down this road, we will find Maidenhair Falls without too much trouble. Well, here we go. Here's the trail. That seems pretty straightforward, doesn't it? I think I remember if you take this though, you end up having to cross a creek or something? I don't know. We'll see. There's a giant old growth Douglas tree just barely hanging on. It's got a few greenish branches up there. There's another monster there. These two may have grown on the same nurse log. It would have had to have been a big nurse log though, but it's possible. This is great. All I can hear is the water and bald eagles and of course Bella frantically rushing around looking for whatever she's looking for. There's been all kinds of logging here. It had to have been amazing before they logged it. But at least here's a spot where they didn't make it into log. Every once in a while you just find little patches in this area of old growth. And it's just so amazing and peaceful. Oh, it's just wonderful. I'm starting to actually feel the roar of the falls now. It's kind of shaking the ground a little bit. We're getting close. Very close. Here we are, Maidenhair Falls. And another stinky bridge. Okay, back to the car with my lunch and Bella's lunch, and unfortunately we have company. Darn, there's just no place to go anymore for complete solitude, it seems like. Not on a weekday in the Wainuchi even. There was actually a little traffic jam getting here today. I got caught behind 2 slow vehicles. Well, whoever they are, I probably won't have to see them for very long. I suspect they're going to the waterfall too. So, probably see them somewhere up here, but hopefully not for long. I really, really like to go a whole day, an entire hike, without having to see anyone at all. That's what I really need to recharge. But that's probably not going to happen today, but it'll be pretty close. Because the wildlife gate is shut, you have to walk up the road to get here. But I don't mind because it's an absolutely gorgeous road walk. Look at that old growth. How cool is that? I don't hear the airplane noise here nearly as much as I do everywhere else. Maybe it's because all the water noise is covered up. I think I'm overdue for a trip to the ocean. All the white noise that the ocean makes drowns everything else out and makes you feel really peaceful and happy. There's some big old cedar trees up there on the hill. These alder trees get really pretty this time of year. On the way in, the sunlight was hitting some of them just right, and their red catkins were forming, and they were gorgeous. But these are kind of in the shade, so you can't really see it. Up there, that's where Clone Lake is. I wonder if I'll ever make it up there. It seems less likely with each passing year. We are still plodding up the hill to the old Wainuchi Falls car campground. It's another one of my post-apocalyptic campgrounds. One of many campgrounds that have been decommissioned over the years. Here we are. We've made it to the signpost for the old Wainuchi Falls campground. The road to the campground has been decommissioned, and the way to get to the falls is to walk down this old road. I can hear the falls from here. Hopefully those other people are not at the falls. It looks like there's a little bypass trail here that I could have taken from the road. It's really dry. I had my hiking boots on to go to Maidenhair Falls, but the trail was so dry I didn't need them. So I went ahead and switched to my normal hiking footwear, my shoes, for this bit. When I walk down this old road and explore this area, I can't even tell where the campsites used to be. Maybe back in there? I don't know how long ago this campground was closed. I don't know where the campsites were. We're coming up on the falls. There's a peekaboo view of them through the trees here. Crap, the other people are at the falls and I really don't want to talk to them. They'll probably leave soon, but I just don't want any company at all. They've probably already seen Bella. Hopefully they leave quickly. They either walked here really slowly or have been here quite a while, so hopefully they're on their way out. Looks like an older couple, a man and a woman. They're just milling around. Hopefully they're packing up and getting ready to go. The woman actually looks like she's collecting rocks, so I really don't want to socialize. I really don't. But I don't want to spend all day hiding in the woods waiting for them to leave either. I guess I'll go down there and say hi. I'm sure they're perfectly nice people. I'm just feeling very antisocial today. Please leave, please leave, please leave, go away. I don't want to be social today. They left. The waterfalls are all ours for the time being. So I'm gonna find a spot to start cooking my lunch at the base of these beautiful waterfalls. I know I can't actually expect to have all this beauty all to myself, but still it's nice when it happens. I'm pretty hungry, that's making me extra grumpy. But look at this beautiful waterfall. I'm gonna sit down here on this log now and eat some lunch, and hopefully I'll be a little bit less grumpy after I'm done with lunch. Bella, are you ready for lunch? I think you are. Okay, there you go, buddy. There's your lunch. My son says that dogs don't need lunch, they should just have breakfast and dinner, but I don't know. I think when we go out for a hike that a dog like this, who expends this much energy, should have something to eat. What is it? Oh, she's anxious because those people were here. They're gone, buddy. They're gone. Go eat your food. I got my water on. I'm gonna have coffee first, and then I got a pretty big lunch today. Just threw together a bunch of leftovers. I think it's going to be tasty. As soon as the water's done boiling, I'll pour half of it off for a cup of coffee, and then put this mix in the remaining boiling water and let it steep. Cheers from Wainuchi Falls. Bella keeps looking up there. I think she hears birds or something. At first I thought she was worried that those people were still around, but I don't think that's it. She's been doing that the entire lunch break, and she's been begging too. I gotta say, where are you now? This lunch break would have been a lot more pleasant without Bella. She just would not stop pestering or looking around nervously the entire time. But I still had a good time. I ate my noodles and had a couple cups of coffee and did some macro photography and did some aerial photography. Pleasant way to spend the afternoon. I think it's time to walk back now though. Wow, I feel good now. A nice lunch, 2 cups of coffee, relaxing at the waterfall, and a couple of ibuprofen. I'm feeling great. Look at the sunlight streaming through here and lighting up the moss. This is such a gorgeous area. This is isothecium moss. There's 2 different kinds, and I never really figured out how to tell them apart without a microscope. But I think mostly that's isothecium stoloniferum, something like that. Gosh, it's been a while since I studied moss. But I just love it when it's backlit like this. Just gorgeous stuff. I think I'm well overdue for a camping trip. I need to spend more time in the woods. I was asked to do a job today and I had to turn it down. I was too wound up with all this real estate stuff and all the photography I've been doing. Oh, I got kind of bad news. The house that I made an offer on did not do well in the inspection at all. It has so many problems, way more than I want to deal with. Just so many problems, like vinyl installed over half the heat vents, siding installed over the soffit vents, apparently, because all the soffit vents were missing. A pellet stove that was installed with this much clearance, and it's a stove that, according to its own specs, needs to be 2 to 3 inches away from a flammable surface, and the specs consider sheetrock to be flammable, and that stove was this close to the sheetrock. In addition to a lot of the vents being covered over, some of them were laying on the ground in the crawl space, and I mean the ducts themselves, part of the heat duct was laying on the ground. And then the heat duct was just kind of chopped off, one of them anyway, at the living room, and just pumping hot air into the crawl space. And the crawl space was full of vermin, and there were holes in the belly pan. It was a mobile. And there was a great big sag in the belly pan because all the brand new faucets that they installed were leaking somewhere. There were a lot of outlets that weren't grounded. The hot water heater blew the circuit breaker every time you turned it on. The property was on a fire line, so it would have been really hard to get insurance. I found one company that would insure it, but they wanted twice what I'm paying now for half the coverage I have now in my current house. And they were only offering me $150,000 insurance max. So it's like, okay, if that's all that this house is worth, why am I expected to be paying close to $500,000 for this old mobile home sitting on 13 acres of swampland? It looked beautiful. Oh, so gorgeous. Giant deck overlooking this beaver pond. Beaver pond might have even had fish in it. It looks so beautiful, but oh man. You dig beneath the surface a little bit and that thing was a can of worms. Speaking of cans, there was actually a gas can in the crawl space. And there was garbage everywhere. And let's see, also there was no crawl space ventilation. and there was no way to tell how much insulation was in the attic or what condition it was in because there was no attic access. That's just the way this 1978 mobile was built. So I'm disappointed. It looks so gorgeous, but it has so many problems. They really did polish a turd or put lipstick on a pig. So it was a turd floating in the middle of a swamp, sadly. So I need to get the paperwork signed to rescind my offer so I can get my earnest money back. Just waiting on that. And then probably gonna take a break from house hunting. I'm pretty damn stressed out. Would really like to take a trip to Mexico, but I'm too stressed out to even buy a plane ticket at the moment. Okay, enough of that. For sure, we're in the woods. Look at the beautiful woods. Decompress in the woods. We made it back to the car. Our numbers for today are 8 miles with 1,700 feet total ascent, but our actual ascent is going to be quite a bit lower. Often after this hike, I'll head over to the dam and sit at a picnic table and have a cup of coffee, and I might do that. But I wanted to get in my car and go because there were actually 2 other cars parked next to my car, and there was some guy who looked like he wanted to talk to me. I'm sure he was friendly, but I'm not in the mood to talk to anyone today. I think I've made that pretty clear in this video. Today is just a getting away from it all, decompressing, recharging day for me. I found a beautiful spot to park right here though. I'm tempted to just sit here and have my coffee. But I also like to go to the dam and sit at the picnic table. It's just sort of a thing I always do when I come here, so let's go to the dam. There's the Wainuchi Dam. It provides power for the city of Tacoma, I think, although it was originally built for flood control. There's a nice little park they put here to try to make up for destroying the entire valley and the original Wainuchi Trail. They're digging a big trench over on the other side of the dam, so there's some construction noise. But this is a great little spot with lots of picnic tables and a good spot to have a cup of tea. I have a thermos of peppermint tea I kept in my car. And I'll just add some of my favorite coffee mix to that. And I'll have a nice minty coffee here at the dam before I drive home. It's about an hour's drive home for me. So it's nice to take a little break before I drive. Cheers from Lake Winoochee Dam. We had a good day today. Got to see a couple waterfalls, got in an 8-mile walk, got to see some old growth, got quite a bit of solitude. Not as much as I usually get here, but still a good plenty. And now we're just gonna have a nice cup of coffee here at the dam. So hope you enjoyed watching this video, and stay tuned. Maybe I'll post one next week. I know I said I was going to go mushroom hunting this week, but I decided not to go to that spot. It just didn't appeal. It's a flat, boring walk. But coming here to look at these waterfalls, it did appeal. So that's what we did. I'm thinking maybe we'll come back here next week and do the Lakeshore Trail. Well, until next time, thanks for watching.